religious trauma is a form of PTSD. And the cycle and dynamics that continue, enforce, and teach the next generation, it's called generational abuse. And you have to break the cycle. Kind of reminds me of a rosary where it's a circular shape. And it's really sad. There isn't a percentage of people that have religious trauma. I've been told by my therapist it's somewhere in 1 out of 4 people, especially women who grow up in religion, develops either a bodily, emotional, or psychological trauma. And some of the symptoms of religious trauma is compulsive perfectionism, also known as religious OCD, having a faith crisis, or becoming disillusioned with spirituality. It can be spiritual hysteria, deconstruction, walking away from your beliefs, internalized self-hatred, low self-esteem, compromised self-worth, internalized homophobia and sexism, constant feelings of shame and guilt that creates addicts, hypervigilance, having to always be on your toes, walking on eggshells, creating and maintaining a false image of yourself and of other people, a distinct lack of boundaries between personal and religious communities. This can include family, friends, or partners. Identity confusion, especially among women, people who aren't straight, religious minority members. What about sexual health, sexual dysfunction? When religions either abstain from talking about sex positively or creating sex taboos and sexual shame through lack of education and healthy sexual practices, can infect and also cause spiritual harm to people. The manifestation of mental illness, such as anxiety disorders, depression, and eating disorders, can come about due to how religious and familial environments view mental illness and emotional disorders. Sometimes these disorders and the symptoms are brought about by people trying to cope in an environment that doesn't care about them, at least not in a genuine way. And the typical red flags of an abusive religious environment: focus on punishment, strict authority, reduced individual worth, manipulating through messaging. And it can be very sad. I mean, I have nightmares every few nights due to growing up in a high control religion that functions very similarly to a cult. Now, religion does not create mental illness, but it does exacerbate, it can reveal mental illness, and it can cause extreme versions of mental illness. And I think my complex PTSD and my overeating disorders are the worst. Anytime I'm not 100% perfect, I deal with post-traumatic stress because my parents basically punished me for making mistakes. And I don't mean like smoking illegal substances or getting myself pregnant. I mean forgetting to set the table or just being a normal kid. I mean, if anyone can grow up, I've never tried illegal substances, I've never smoked, drank, done drugs, I've never had sex, I've never done anything associated with puberty. I was homeschooled. I never got in trouble with the law. I never ran away or sold my body. And I'm not judging anyone that has. I was as perfect a child as possible. And it still wasn't enough for my family. My parents would only take me somewhere if I never argued, never talked back, and was perfect every week. My own family would take the door off my room just for being the most saintly teenager imaginable. And yeah, I lied and stole, But when I'm talking about